And this is the second part of this example. You remember what we did in the previous hour. So we finished something with the pattern like this one, but it was really our goal was to create the pattern for the square. And now we are back, and what we have to do, we have to do the pattern for each of these rhombi. They are identical patterns, so we just need to make one and everything will be fine. Now, let me to point out on this drawing. This drawing we made when we were making a shape for star. I copied it here, and what I will do, I will just take these 2 points, then these 2 lines, and 2 lines, and these 2 lines, and then I go to the tools and I make a tool, how you call it, the 6 lines. So this is the tool that will be just creating the shape that we have here, and the same one is on the other side. So File, Document Options, Add, Duplicate this page. Okay, now let's remove this thing. And now let's see how the new tool works, the 6 lines. Okay, it is quite fine. So let's start by creating this kite. We start with the line that is horizontal line, a symmetry line for the kite. Now double click on the right corner, transform, rotate 90 degrees by 4. You remember this thing, and put the minus here so we will be fine. We don't need this point. Now what we do, construct perpendicular line, we get this, and then on the other side transform, reflect. Now we can in this moment make this red kite, so color is red, and then this one, and this is our kite. Do I need, okay, I don't need this segment, so hide state. Yes, and this is what I wanted to have. I wanted to have just this kite like it is. Now, there is important thing, how I can put the point. You see, because if I go to the star decorated, I can put it like this, okay, or I can put it like this. So we need the second point. The second point here, this one is quite important. So first thing, what you can do, construct angle bisector. Well, yes, construct, yes, okay. So that's 1 point. And then if I take a circle like this, I will be able to make the other point. And of course, I need this point. Okay, so look, I don't need these elements, so hide them. Yeah. And the most important is I have these points. I also don't need this point, so hide. Now, we will be able to put pattern for the square, our star, in this way. Let's go to the tool that we made a moment ago. This was the tool that was working this way, but I prefer to use this tool for the kite. So I just simply, what I did, I just took this tool and just put it down, okay, the other way. And then what I have to do, I have to just make uh, all other elements just like this. This one, transform, reflect, that is fine. Okay, I need this bisector, show all hidden, so I need this bisector. Why I need bisector? Because you see, the line is going here and it is just skipping down. So I take transform, reflect, and then one more reflection, transform, reflect. Yes, perfectly fine. We have all lines that we need to make a pattern on the top of this. So on display, and the color is black. And here, this is what is going on here. And then we are just getting this way. And then we are getting this way. And then what is happening here? Look, we are going to this point and then we getting this way. And then we have to just do this. That's the internal part. Just like this. And of course, we need this triangle. So I guess I have everything what I wanted. Now I go to my tools. I select a line, edit, select all lines, and then transform, no, first hide them. Okay, this was the segment that I needed here. Okay, and then we need the bottom part. So what I will do, I will just select everything without also, and I don't this line anymore. And yes, okay, now transform, reflect. That's perfectly fine. And now let me to look at this. This line is entering on top of the other line. So what we do like this. So this is over, then it will be hiding under. Okay, then this line is over, so it will be hiding under. Yes, and then it is over, and then it will be hiding under just this way. So we got the interlace. This triangle here, we will do something with this, but the first, let's make some coloring. So on top of this, I have coloring just this way. Okay, I'm just trying to make a lot of things at the same time. So my coloring is going this way. Yes. And then what I can do, I can just take the coloring, transform, reflect, and this will be fine. Now, what about this part? What color we wish to get to it? Now, let me to go back and take the colors. So, what the color should be for this part? Suppose that I will do this. So the color is dark red 1, and of course I can translate it, so reflect it here. This way we got practically almost everything, but we have to add this extra decoration. So what to do with this extra decoration? It is just this. Take any point on this line, transform. No, not this way. I just need this. Double click on the edge, take this pawn, transform, reflect. The same we are doing here. We're just taking this point, transform, reflect. And then for this point, we are just making construct parallel line, make it thin. And for this point, we made a parallel line, construct parallel line this way. Well, that's all what I really needed to make the internal decoration. Yeah. And now what we do? We do a thing like this. Yes, and then make it gray. And then transform, reflect. Okay, I don't need this. Yeah, okay, and the red one. Good. I think we did most of the things that we need. Now we have to just check carefully what we may need, what we didn't finish, and so on. First thing, we didn't finish this part. So and then transform, reflect, and the same here, and then transform, reflect. And finally, the middle part that is here, it should be yellowish like this. Okay, but I just prefer this color. Yes, and then transform, reflect. Yeah, I think this is finishing practically everything. Display line style thin. Yes, we need to hide all these points because we don't need them, and we don't need this line. Yes, okay, and now we have to go back and start drawing edges of polygons. So, because we did the interlace part, so it was fine. Yes, and then it is this, like here, and of course we should put them here. Yes, and then this segment should go down. Yes. Now, there's a question, do we need edge for this? Yes, okay. So we need the edge for the bottom part. And now take them, transform, reflect. Okay, I think this is perfectly complete picture. Yes, I got. Okay, so now select all points. Edit. Select all points. We need only these 2 points, nothing else. We don't need the edges. So edit action button, hide and show, just in case this looks this way. So all points are in place, and then what we do, we make a complex tool. This is one of the most complex tools we ever had in these examples that I was discussing until now. The star was more complex. Now, okay, let's add the new tool. This is kite complete. Yes, we got the complete kite, and now we have to go back and we have to just see something from the past. Yeah, okay, we didn't do this. Okay, going back. Okay, this is the page that I need. So file, document options, add and duplicate page 7. Now we may keep the fat edges, but we don't need this. And now I want to have it big. No, okay, just I need, yeah, okay. And then I don't have much space here, so I will do this way. And this is absolutely perfect for us. Now let's go back to tools. So first, star decorated. We are putting star. You can put it any way you want. You can rotate it. It doesn't matter because the star will be still in the same interlace mode. Now the kite, what we did with the kite, it is like this. Now look, in this moment you can check if the interlace for the kite and the star is fine. So, and here the interlace is going perfectly fine, and then the interlace is going perfectly fine. So now, yeah, okay. Yes, and two more. We always start from the fat corner of this of the kite. Yes, so that's what we got. I just need to move to the next page, uh, file doc. No, yeah, okay. Add and duplicate page 14. Okay, and if we are sure that we did perfectly okay everything like it is on this drawing, I can make a space for us. Yes, and then I can move it here and I can hide the red segments from inside. So this is what I do here. Yes, and then just hide them, and then yes, I think I got everything fine. Now I have to remove everything what is outside of the red line. But you remember, we were doing all these things in such a way that they are cut along the symmetry line. So display height. Now display height. Okay, I should not hide this point. So display height. Now what I will do, display height. Okay, and now the left side. Yes, okay, you see, I was not very accurate. So this is this, and then display height, everything. Okay, so now select all segments, display line style thin, display line style solid, and display color black. Fine. So we did what we wanted. Now we have to just do something with these empty spaces. So let's go to colors. Let's go to colors and let's make a common background for everything. And in fact, you can do the common background any way you want. So this can be like this. And now send this to back. You see the common background is already. And with the common background, you can apply any of these colors. So color, the other one. If you do this, you're getting a pattern with such a dark grayish mood. But you can also do this way, color, other, and you're getting pattern like this. That is fine. So we got what we wanted and we got exactly design that we wanted to have. And so that's is finishing the whole story. Now out of this story we really have following things. Okay, I don't need the points here, they are disturbing, so edit, select point, edit, select all points, display hide points. So that's what I have got. And now, in the whole two parts, we did what? We did the star decorated that was looking like this. We did also the kite complete that was like this. Okay. And the kite complete was matching the star. So this was this. And out of here we can go much farther. But this is just another story for the future. So let me to finish in this moment. We will come back to the ideas from this class, especially to the star that was created like this, and the shapes that we were having here, the kite and the rhombus, the square. We may also have a rhombus that will be like this. Transform, rotate. Hey, yes. Okay, but just by two. Okay. And then we can transform reflect. So we may have a rhombus this way. And of course, for the rhombus, we can also apply the 6 lines story and do something out of this. So, but this will be completely different. So display, hide these lines. Now transform, reflect, and then transform, reflect. Okay, and then again transform, reflect, and again one more transform, reflect. So for the rhombus, we can follow exactly the same what we did until now. So display line style medium. Yeah, okay, not this way. Yeah, be careful. And then here is the internal part that looks this way, and another internal part. Okay, so you see, we can fill the rhombus the same way. Yeah, just make it bigger because I want to have, and then, so we can fill the rhombus with the same colors that we did. Okay, I just want to have a midpoint. Construct a midpoint. So now we are ready. Yes, yeah, okay. So this is something that we have to change to lighter color. Okay, and then what you do, you just select this transform, reflect, okay, and then double click and transform, rotate 180 degrees. So this is what we get. Okay, and finally the interlace. If you remember, the interlace was going this way. Okay, so this is our interlace. So we are here under, so we will go over like this, and then we will hide under, and then this over, so we will hide under, and then yes, okay, and this will be this way. Now, regarding the triangle, the kites, small kites here, you can fill them with whatever you want. Yeah, but it could be this way. Okay, and then let me to add everything what I need. Yeah. Okay, and let's finish this. So I don't need these lines. Edit, select all lines, display height. Okay, not this way. I just should not. And now display hide lines. The edges here, we don't need them. Display hide segments. and I don't need this segment. And now what I have here, I should make everything thin, align style thin. Okay, and now the points that we have here, we may hide them. Display, hide these points. And now we can make a tool out of this. So yes, what it was, create a new tool. And this was a rhombus complete. That is this. Now, why I did this? Let's take another page and just briefly, a blank page, and briefly let's add something. The kite complete. No, not the kite. Star decorated. Yes. So now I made the rhombus. So I can make a rhombus. I can add something to it. Okay. And then I can even add more. And I can then do this. And again, so you see what we can do with this story. We can make patterns by adding some extra. Okay, just be careful because not always you. So go to the star decorated and you can just put the star decorated this way, and you can put the star decorated this way, and the same here, the same here. And what you can do, you can just decide what you are trying to get out of this. So for example, suppose that I go this way and I go this way. Yes. And then, of course, you can remove everything what is outside. Just this way. Yes. And then display hide objects. Now, colors. I need the colors that I used. So what I can do, I can just make one common color for everything. Yes. And then send this to back. And then change the coloring for this to this yellow, the other one. Yes, and look here, there is idea that we will be coming in the future, the idea of making a puzzle using kites, squares, and other objects. But this is for another meeting, so we have to stop here and we have to stop recording. This will be the first task, and then I will save the file and put this on YouTube. So stop recording first, and goodbye everybody.